Okay.
Joe, did you get everything out of this game that you wanted to?
Until I look at the tapes, I don't know. But, it was I thought that in most cases the kids had some poise, did some things fairly well. I was a little upset with the one drive that they made, only because we were out of position for a couple of things. And that's not to take anything away from the Coastal Carolina kids, because they actually had a couple of good plays, that screen, and then they picked the open guy. But I think so. As much as you can expect in an opening game, I guess.
Joe, with Aaron Maben wasn't listed on the depth chart earlier this week as a second-team guy, but it seemed like he was running with the second as a backup defensive end. Was that just a typo?
No, I hadn't gotten his final grades in the summer.
Oh, okay.
When Jeff says you got to have a deadline on Monday at 12 o'clock last week, and I didn't have he had one grade left, and I didn't have it, and I told him unless he got it something I thought was good enough for him, I might not play him.
He played pretty well.
He's a good football player. He's just got to be a better student. Otherwise, he'll turn out to be a reporter.
Which reporter?
Well, it would hard for me to pick one.
Joe, a lot of redshirt freshmen and even a few true freshmen played. Specifically, how did you think they did out there in their first
I think
time?
most of them did well. I thought Beecham's a true freshman, and we really had talked to him about not playing this year, but he wanted to play, and we hadn't planned on playing him much, but he wanted to play on the specialty teams and what have you, so we did. I think the kids, there's some fine young players that just need some experience. Obviously, this game gives them some experience, but it's not the kind of experience they're going to have when we, including next week, Oregon State. I watched that game the other night till 1:15, and Oregon State just blew it. They're a good football team, so we'll find out this week.
Coach, did you go in with the idea that you were going to use Pat Devlin when you did, or were you just starting to play in that by ear as the game unfolded? And can you evaluate both quarterbacks?
Well, both of them played well. No, I had gone in the game with the idea we'll just play it by ear. I didn't want to make up my mind. I told Jay, Jay, I'll let you know when I want to play the other kid. Because I think Clark has earned the job. I mean, I'm not going to back away from that, but I think Devlin's very close. Devlin's good player. And if something happened to those two, I would have a lot of confidence in Ciancioli. I know I'm repeating myself, but that's what I believe. And, we let Devlin, the second time he went in there for Clark, I said, let him have 2 passes, no more. And then when Cianciolo went in there, I think he threw 3, and I said no more. But I just wanted to get him to get a feel of the game and that. So, but I think it's a good situation for us.
Coach, can you evaluate Stephon Green in his debut?
Oh, geez, you guys have better seats than I have. I don't know whether he was making guys miss tackles or whether we were knocking people down. I don't know. I thought he did well. Hung on to the ball. I thought the one thing we did today, we were fortunate we didn't get one turnover, but I don't think we had a turnover, which was an improvement over last year. And I think that was the one thing we went into the game with the idea we're not going to turn the ball over. And I think that to me would probably be the best thing that we did. I wish we'd gotten another turnover or 2 on the other side of the football, but that's the way it goes.
Joe, kick coverage was a concern coming into the season, but Coastal Carolina started a lot of drives inside their own 20. How do you feel about the kick coverage today?
I thought, in all fairness, Kelly kicked the ball nice and high, put it down in there where we had, and put it a little bit in the corner where it's easier to cover. And I thought they did a really good job. Compared to what we've been doing, it was really much, much improved. But there again, one game doesn't make it. You got to be careful. You don't get overboard on anything yet. We got a long ways to go.
Coach, how pleased were you with Derek Williams today, every facet of his game? And will there be more emphasis, I guess, placed on using him in different situations this year?
What was the last part? In what situation?
There would be more emphasis, I guess, using Derek Williams in different situations.
Well, we tried to do that, last year. I think we used him on just about every situation last year. You can do more things when you dominate on the line of scrimmage, as we did. And then the first thing you know, that they were, we probably could have thrown the ball a lot more. They kept moving those outside guys in closer and closer. But I didn't want to throw it that much. But I think Derek got a good workout today. Got a good workout.
Joe, am I right to assume that Clark will start next week?
Who asked that question? What, you think something else should have? Oh, jeez. I only got so many. Go ahead, next question. I'm not going to get into that.
Joe, how much of the playbook did we see today? Offensive playbook.
Geez, there's a lot of stuff in the playbook, but you can't possibly get to use all of it anyway. And I'm on the guys all the time, cut it, both sides of the football, offense and defense, because it takes a while to get where you're precise in what you're doing. We have a lot of other stuff, but that doesn't mean we're going to use it any particular time. There are some things that you go into. We'll go in the scout, look at Oregon State Sunday, and there'll be maybe a couple of things in there that present themselves to us that we might want to use one or two other things we have in the playbook. But we showed a lot of stuff today, maybe more than I wanted to, but I wanted to make sure that we got a lot of different kids exposed to different things. But we've got some other things.
Joe, a follow-up to that. Darryl in the bowl game, Darryl Clark had hurt A&M running the ball. He was in the spread today, but you guys didn't really look like you were in running him. Was that just because it was Coastal Carolina, or was there some reason why he didn't run?
No, we went in. I had preferred, and Jay had said to me, he said, I'd like to just let him throw the football for a while. And I said, well, I think that makes sense. And if we got in a jam, if we got to go with the run, we'll go with the run. But I think he's got to. First thing is, you got to be a passing quarterback. If he can do that, if we can throw the football, we know he can run with it. In fact, Devlin can run with it. Devlin's a good runner. But we got those wideouts, and we got to get people to respect the passing game, and then we can go from there.
Joe, now that you've tied Bobby Bowden, I know during the week you didn't think it was that significant, but after the game now, any thoughts on tying Bobby again for all-time wins?
Oh, Jesus. Can't you let me enjoy the game? I haven't even thought of that. And I'm not gonna. I can only say it so many times. It's not a big deal to me. I just can't seem to get that across.
Coach, you said you watched the Oregon State game. Was there anything that stood out about them, maybe in particular their passing game, their ability to move the ball?
Oh, that kid's a good quarterback. That kid, he got banged around, had a couple interceptions, but boy, and they've got good wideouts. And later on, they put that freshman back in there can run. And I think defensively, that number 90 is one heck of a defensive football player. And again, I'm not that, that's the first I've had a chance to look at him this year, and I'm looking at a television game. I can't run it back. You know what I mean? You don't have a rewind there. And so it's hard for me to, but I thought their wideouts were big kids, really good. And I thought they had that one offensive tackle that looked good, but 90 stuck out. I think was his name Butler or something like that. He really made some big-time plays.
Joe, Josh Gaines got some time at the defensive tackle. Is that something you're experimenting with here early in the season?
Well, he's big enough to play in there. We've got, we've got some young kids who probably are better off at defensive end. And if we got somebody banged up inside, I don't know whether we have enough depth inside right now. We have a couple of kids that are going to be pretty good eventually, but both of them have never been in they're in the game today, but they're not going to be. One's a true freshman, the Crawford kid, and the other kid, Colai, has never played. He's a redshirt freshman. So if something happened in there and we had to go, we'd have to probably take Aldrich and put him in there, and then or Gaines in there. Put Aldrich inside and Gaines at defensive tackle. So, but we do have some. We have some good kids outside. We have some real good defensive ends.
Joe, Lucian saw a lot of time at guard. Was that something that you planned, or did Ornberger get hurt?
Who was that that played at guard?
Lucian? Mike Lucian?
Oh, yeah. No, we had planned to play Lucian. Lucian started a lot of games last year. Lucian can play both guards, and Wisniewski can play center. That gives us a little insurance there until some of the other guys like Troutman and Walton and a couple of kids like that get a little bit more, exposure to everything. It's the same way with tackle. I think I made that statement in our last week that we would do that with Eliitis. If something happened to Cadogan, Eliitis would go over there, and Landau would go over there, and Eliitis would move up. Because Landau's learned both sides, and so is Lucian. So we've had to play games like that in order to protect ourselves.
Joe, are you going to try and get Pat Devlin some playing time next week as well?
How can I say it more times? We're going to play the game. We're going to start clock, and if it looks appropriate to get Devlin in, we'll get him in. I've said that 50 times. I know you guys think I can't, but I'm not going to change my mind after 3 minutes.
Joe, how pleased are you with what Jordan Norwood has accomplished so far? And
Hey, I'll tell you, Williams and Butler get the publicity, and they're good. But Norwood's had a great preseason, had a great spring. And he can do a lot. He's a really good football player. Tough kid, can run with the ball, catch the ball, run back punts. No, he's had it. Those three kids we're very fortunate to have those three like that.
Did you think you were getting this caliber of player out of State College, or has he exceeded what expectations you may have had?
Who's the player you're talking about?
Jordan Norwood.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting his old man's out of town now. Well, I'll take credit for taking Jordan Norwood. I'm serious about that. I saw him play basketball on television, and the way he handled himself, he could jump, had great hands, saw the court, could change directions with the basketball. And then I said, hey, why are we going after him? Good student, good kid, family of football. So we went back after him. And he's turned out to be really good. I thought he would be. Seriously, I really did.
Okay, last question, Jeff?
Yeah, Joe, just real quick. Obviously, you have a lot of weapons on offense. Is that going to be kind of the battle for you this season, is making sure guys get their touches and you're able to spread things around and keep everyone happy, essentially?
Well, there again, I think you got to understand, I think we have some people who can make plays. But every game is so different, and the teams you play are different. Sometimes you get mismatches in certain places, and there are certain plays that you want to run, and there are certain kids run them better than other kids. The next week you may get in a whole different situation where you're involved yourself in a game. That goes back to was that the whole playbook. There's something, you get in there and you look at tapes and you say, I don't know where we can handle that guy. We got to do something, we got to change it up a little bit. And so-and-so does something better than the kid we thought last week. So, it's hard for me to answer that directly, and I'm not trying to be evasive. We have a lot of, I'll agree with you. I think that we have some kids that have some potential. The Powell kid, that's the first game I ever played in. He had about 4 plays we had him work on. That's how many plays I think we had him. I told the staff, I said, just let him get good at 4 plays. Nobody knows what they're going to be. All right? He doesn't have to know the whole offense. And now this week we'll give him a couple more. But it's obvious if you can give him the ball in the right spot and give him a step, he's a tough kid to catch on it. So it's that kind of game that you go in all the time. I keep saying this. the hardest part of coaching is to get the right kid in the right place, doing the right thing at the right time. I mean, it's not easy. You know, and again, it's a morale problem. Sometimes you want to give a kid a shot. A kid like Derek Williams, it's his last year, and he's got high aspirations. He came here with high aspirations. I'm going to make sure we give him every chance, as opposed to some other kid that may have a lot of potential. I'm going to, they're all judgment calls. Sometimes you, but anyway, okay, guys.
Thanks, Coach.